when there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth. Hello there, I'm Scotty, and you're not. And we are now moving on in March of the Living Dead with Dawn of the Dead, known as to be the best of these movies. I don't know, because I haven't watched the other ones yet, so. But I did enjoy this. I do have a few problems. Just a couple things. One of them is a well-known problem that people have. And another one, I haven't really heard much about this other problem I have. But there's just a couple problems. So, this came out 10 years after Night of the Living Dead in 1978. Wait, it wasn't 10 years. Wasn't the first one in 1958? It was in 1968. Did I say 58? Okay, so it's 1978. I think I was wrong. I think it's 1968. The original is 1978. And it follows four survivors four people as they try to survive a zombie apocalypse. The first film was the start of it. This is where things are amping up. Things are starting to get bigger. People are changing. Things are starting to happen. Even though you could take from the end of the first one, even though technically this isn't a direct sequel, but it's supposed to be like a commentary on, like, the first was the beginning of a zombie apocalypse. This one is like in the middle of it, like at the start, but not fully out there yet. But you know what I mean. Eventually our survivors take refuge in a mall, which I said in my Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead review that I think it has a great place for a film, and I think it is handled better in this film. But I do like the Zack Snyder remake more. I'll say that right now. There's just a lot more going on in there. I will tell you a couple of my points why I like it better, but that's kind of spoiling a original versus remake. A lot of people say this is one of the greatest zombie movies ever made, and they have a right to say that. I enjoyed this movie. I'm not gonna hate on it. I went into this, I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna watch this. I started watching, I'm like, oh my god, what if I don't like this movie? I did like it. I don't nobody don't know. Get some torches and pitchforks. Throw tomatoes at me. Don't do that. I like this movie. There's a couple things about it. But, yeah, so I like the cast. You know, Ken Foree, especially Joe Grizzly, bitch. He's great in this. He plays Peter. He's one of the SWAT guys. I like the scene with the SWAT going in there. And they're not even fighting zombies yet. Or ghouls. I think they mentioned zombies once in this film. They're fighting like a bunch of people, someone in brown face, which, okay. And George Romero did come out and say that, he didn't mean to make any kind of commentary. Here he did. You know, he did stuff on purpose. There's a thing at the beginning was arguing. One of the guys is African American, the other guy is white, and they're arguing over back and forth. It's made a point. And we have Fran, or Franny, or Francine. She's our only female main character in this film, and she works for a TV broadcast station with her boyfriend, Flyboy. I'm going to call him that. Is it Roger? No, Roger's the other SWAT guy. Flyboy. I keep calling him Flyboy. I don't remember his name. Is it Steven? I think it's Steven. But they work there, and there's like, we got to get out of here. She doesn't want to. And she's pregnant. So we got that going. Zack Snyder took that in his remake and made it way, way worse than it should have been. Here it's handled better. But yeah. And eventually, the two SWAT guys, Peter and Roger, and I think it's funny. Peter is played by Ken Foree, and he is opposite a guy named Roger. And in Ken and Kel, Ken Foree played Roger Rockmore. So that's funny. He's yelling out Roger in this, and that's funny to me. Sorry. It's also weird to see him with hair. But, Joe Grizzly, bitch. But anyway, so yeah, they take refuge inside this mall from the zombies. They're able to keep them out for a while. And all right, so before I get into my negatives I have for this, let's talk about the positives. I like the acting in this. I think it's done very well. I really don't know any of the other actors in this besides Ken Foray, but they do a pretty good job with what they've been given. I like the way everything looks. George Romero did a fantastic job shooting things, the scope going from a small little farmhouse to now it's a big giant mall. Great. I love the scenes in which they're just running around having a ball. Much like I said in the remake review. When they're running around, they're having a ball, they're enjoying themselves, because there's no one else around. So they're just doing whatever. And there's the scene where they take the money from like a bank or whatever it is, and they're like, that's fun. I like the interactions between the characters. They have fun. And genuinely, you see the sorrow and the pain in their faces when they know that one of them is not going to make it. When Roger gets bit, he's not going to make it. And they know he's not going to make it. He's going to change eventually. And during the elevator scene where Steven gets attacked, Flyboy, he gets attacked, and then he turns and he comes up there, and he's the first zombie to come in, and Fran sees him, and she knows that her boyfriend is dead, possibly the father of her child, ? I don't know if it's ever stated. I'm assuming it's him. I'm just saying. Yeah. And I like the ending. I like they make you think one thing's going to happen, because originally it was supposed to have a very down ending. Originally, Fran was going to stand up and get her head like cut off. Not all the way, like a top cut off. Like we see a zombie earlier. That's another positive we'll talk about. And Peter was going to shoot himself, but Romero changed at the last second, and I like this better. That he fought the zombies off. They get in the chopper and they fly away, even though they might not have enough gas. They're gonna go as far as they can. So I like that. The Gore Effects. Tom motherfucking Savini. Now there's a positive and a negative with him, and the positive sides are the Gore Effects. The Gore Effects in this are Tom Savini. I will say I do think the blood's a little red, but it's the 70s. They didn't have it down yet. Blood is actually a dark red when it comes out like that, but it's fine. And I like, there's like a head explosion shot. The aforementioned helicopter cut the top of the head off. Fantastic. I think the Gore Effects are fantastic. It's Tom Savini. He even gets a cameo as a gang member, and I like to see the gang members are fighting the zombies. It's a fun fight. The fight scenes against the zombies, I think, are very good. You don't know if they're gonna survive. Someone gets bit, you're like, oh no, they're not gonna make it, and it's like, oh, what do you do? What do you do? It's this kind of situations. It keeps you on your feet the entire time, and I love that. You don't know who's going to make it and who's not. Could you guarantee all 4 of these people are going to make it? No, and they don't. 2 of them might make it out because, we see them fly off, and they say they might not have enough fuel, so who knows? They might go eventually. Or if they are forced to land, are they going to be forced to land somewhere safe? Or are they going to be forced to land where there are zombies and try to fight their way out and they may not make it? Who knows? I like that uncertainty with this kind of film. You don't know if they're going to make it, Zack Snyder, to an effect, kind of ruined that. They're going to make it. And then in the credits, no, they don't make it. They all die. And it's like, oh, no. That's too much. But here, I think it's done very well. I also like the setting of the mall. As I said, I think it's a great setting for this kind of film. In the scenes where they just go, like I said before. However, a couple of negatives. The negative side of the effects, and Savini has said this before, the zombie makeup. It's supposed to be a gray makeup, but it photographs as blue, and then sometimes it photographs as purple. It doesn't come out right. And that's what bugged me in this, is that it doesn't look right. The zombies in the original one looked a little bit better than this, but that's black and white. So maybe if they did this in black and white, it would photograph better. But they just come off as people with blue faces. It's kind of weird. It is kind of weird. The pacing. Okay, this movie is 2 hours, 7 minutes long. I think 7 minutes of the credits, but to me, it felt long. It felt long to me. Like, I was like, okay, are we almost done? And I checked it, and we are only halfway through the movie. I'm like, wait, what? The pacing is slow. And they try to make it not feel long by having action sequence followed by them lollygagging around, goofing, or blocking themselves in. But to me, that makes it feel longer, in my opinion. Because, sorry, my nose. I mean, keep touching my nose. But to me, when you do action sequence fighting zombies, lull, people are talking, or people are goofing around, which is a fun sequence, them goofing around, or they have to bandage up Roger because he's been bit, or, talking scenes. It does kind of get repetitive, I think, where you go from action sequence and we're going to talk about what's going to happen next. We're going to plan. We're going to do this, and this. Boom! Action sequence, action sequence. Okay, now we're going to talk. We're going to do this. Action sequence. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, we're going to goof around. Gang comes in. Boom, 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 boom. And from the time the gang comes in, it really picks up. And that's why I say I like the ending, because it picks up and just keeps going to the very end. So that's good. But yeah, pacing's a little bit off to me, at least. And the length of the movie, it didn't need to be over 2 hours or 2 hours. There could be 7 minutes of credits. It didn't even need to be that long. But those are my only negatives. Those two are the only negatives I have. The makeup effects and the length of the movie. Pacing. Those three. That's it. Otherwise, I thought this was a decent film. And I have to say, when it comes to Dawn of the Dead, it's pretty good. Will Day of the Dead top it? A lot of people say that Day of the Dead could possibly be better. Who knows? That will be coming up next week, because you're seeing this on Wednesday, so we'll see. Thursday, hopefully, will be Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, but don't quote me on that. 2K22 comes out, so I might get sidetracked tomorrow from when I'm recording this. I'm recording this on Monday, the 7th. So Tuesday the 8th is when, the game comes out for pre-orders. If you pre-order it, you get to play it on the 8th. So I might get distracted. I want to do Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Can't guarantee it'll be on Thursday, though. But I want to get it done. So we'll see. But until then, what are your thoughts on Dawn of the Dead? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.